Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Vibing After Dark _with Mo. And if you're new to my channel, how about hit that subscribe button? And if you're a returning subscriber, how about sending it to a family or a friend so they can vibe out with us? And please, 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 please make sure y'all like this video. That helps out a lot, and thanks in advance. Alright you guys, so as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we got quite a few things and people to get into in this video, all surrounding Diddy. But the main two questions is, where is Diddy and is Diddy done? I want to first get into the aftermath of his home raid. Then we're going to talk about his mule / blank dealer. Then we're going to be getting into Lil Rod, also Justin Bieber, videos resurfacing, and an update on AlBSure and things that he had to say. Okay, so let's jump straight into the video. So as we all know by now, Diddy Homes got raided yesterday, and I want to show y'all the aftermath of the raid. They completely trashed his house. For some reason, looking at this closet remind me of the Madea movie. I think it was Diary of a Mad Black Woman, when they just went crazy and started throwing everything on the floor. But anyway, so later that night, P. Diddy's sons was caught on camera footage, going back to the house, getting their belongings, and fleeing the scenes, per page 6. So it says, Sean Diddy Combs' sons King and Justin were photographed fleeing the rapper's $40 million LA mansion after the Department of Homeland Security completed its raid. Footage shows Justin 30 arriving back at the estate around 10:30 p.m. PT and appearing to gather boxes and luggage before departing. The outlet reported that Justin arrived first to grab his belongings, and King, 25 years old, arrived a couple of hours later to pick up his possessions. Diddy's location was unclear at the time of the raid, though TMZ later reported he was spotted pacing outside of Miami Airport while his private jet had touched down in the Caribbean nation of Antigua. The raid came from after Diddy was slapped with various lawsuits alleging sexual assault and human blank, all of which the Sean John designer has denied. And as of right now, we still don't know where Diddy is at. And I heard that he may have not have been on his plane when his plane was spotted, that his daughters might have been on his plane. I'm not sure how true that is at all, but I seen that on another blog site. Again, I don't know how true that is. But his attorney did spoke out, and it said yesterday there was a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way that his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was never detained but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. Despite media speculations, neither Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, lead to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuit. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. Sean Love Combs, aka P. Diddy's, and it got cut off, but it basically was saying that it's still unclear as to where he is at right now. So while Diddy Home was getting raided yesterday, Brendan Paul, Sean Diddy Combs' alleged mule, who was arrested on Monday while the rap mogul and his crew was stopped by federal law enforcement agents, previously had a career as a college basketball player. Paul suited up for the Syracuse Orange from 2018 through 2020 And while he wasn't exactly a star there, he did log minutes in 17 games during his 2 seasons. According to the court documents, law enforcement came across what they described as the suspect drugs in 25-year-old's travel bags, which officials say he claimed. Paul bailed out a short time later. Rodney Jones said in an explosive lawsuit last month that Paul was a close confidant of Diddy's, who allegedly handles his drugs in blank. Diddy, however, has denied all of Jones' salacious claims. Diddy probably was paying this boy so much of money just to have his, things he needed on deck whenever he needed to get right. So if y'all have not heard of that name, Rodney Jones was the producer of Diddy's last album, and he's doing a lawsuit, and he actually came out before Cassie did, but he kind of got scared, so he kind of like got shut up by Diddy, and Cassie did what she did, and she, settled with her case. So all of this is coming back out again. So it said Diddy accuser Lil Rod called him out over publishing and started GoFundMe to sue mogul weeks before assault lawsuit made headlines. It said Jones also alleged he was forced to perform inappropriate acts with blank workers at Combs' request, claiming he once woke up drugged and in the bed with his boss. Combs' attorney Sean Hawley told Page 6 at the time that Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar seeking to shamelessly win the $30 million lawsuit. Months prior, Mia Yu singer Cassie sued her ex Diddy for blank and abuse, but she and the father of 7 settled the lawsuit within a few days. So Cassie attorney spoke out when all this came out yesterday, and they said, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the laws," Cassie attorney told Page 6 in a statement after Monday's raid. "Hopefully this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct." Within weeks of settling with Cassie, 3 women hit Diddy with additional lawsuits claiming blank assault. One unnamed accuser also claimed the Bad Boy for Life rapper gang blanked her when she was 17, but he quickly denied the allegations. "Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged," he wrote on social media. "I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." In February, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones sued the music mogul, claiming Diddy blank assaulted him while working on the 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid. Jones also claimed the multi-hyphenate's friendship with Prince Harry made Diddy more influential. So like I said, y'all, all this happened back in February, and I just went through his page on Instagram, and I seen that he posted a few things, and this is one of the things he posted where they was talking trash about him, Diddy, and I don't know who this is.
I run shit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Little Rod ain't worth giving his kingdom to if we don't control his publishing. I can solve his efforts with 3 other human beings. He's eating at our table, and I like his backstory, but you need to have other people. It's hard to work with him unless we have his pub. He's a piece of shit human, but we do not need his talent unless we can work with him.
So after Lil Rod posted that on his Instagram, Stevie J jumped in the mix, and this is what Stevie J had to say. He said, "Post the whole video. Don't make it seem like I'm just sitting around joking on you. And you didn't produce 9 songs on the project. Adding a piano on a song doesn't make you the producer. Adding bass on a song definitely doesn't make you a producer. Tell the whole story on how you came in and engineered. Don't get selective amnesia, and don't try to make the homie look like he's stealing from you, because clearly I know that ain't the case. DZ for life." So then he coming back and he was like, "Yo, how dare you? My number ain't changed. Speaking of that, your name is next to mine as a producer on Deliver Me, and no one else touched that track but me and Jay Dilla. I've never been known of an engineer in the game as long as I've worked. In fact, Mixed by Source is the actual engineer that worked on this album and hasn't been credited as one. I'm confused because if I'm an engineer, why am I credited as a producer? And this video clearly speaks to them plotting on my pub. But what I'm most certain is you're possibly working with them against me. I don't give no F's about no danger zone. Them threats ain't never worked. Love." Somebody else said, "You've been the corniest and the least talented cat on the planet Earth of decades." Siding with Sweet A. Diddy in this instance. Like, this speaks volumes. If you were a real one and someone who genuinely understood music for real, you wouldn't be over here saying this type of stuff. So as you can see, he was getting a lot of backlash. So he went live and he was asking for a GoFundMe to help fund this lawsuit that he was trying to go against Diddy.
It may be embarrassing too. Let's just jump right into it. Some of you may know me or may not. I'm a music producer who's a writer and musician. Different genres. I started in the gospel and jazz and R&B and worked my way over to the hip hop side. I've been working on an album. I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not. Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours to 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy will request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations. Just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter, but I'm gonna put in this fight. I gotta do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it is I'm not gonna let that happen. Not gonna let that happen. Again, this is one of those projects that took so much time from me. I missed holidays with my family, just out working on this album. At what point I was running around with the hard drives, the computer, just to run the ball on this album, to finish the production on it, make sure that this album came to, a good project with good vibes, just where it is right now. And just to be offered little to no participation in this is highly disrespectful. I won't be that guy 20, 30 years from now looking back saying, I wish I'd done this. I'm going to do this now. Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him in court. So I'm just asking, if you're in support, please. The link is in my bio to my GoFundMe. The money will go towards my attorney fees and to just make sure I'm keeping my head above water during the process. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
So after he posted that video, I see like the next day he came back and he changed his mind because people was telling him how, dangerous it is to go after Diddy.
Be performing at any gigs or anything like that. For security reasons, my family, friends, and everyone close to me, it just feels like there's a lot of potential threats and everybody's just telling me what he's allegedly capable of. And, it's very scary for myself, and, it has me worried about my kids and, just sleeping with anxiety and different things like that. So just moving forward, just want to pause on everything until we know that it's clear and safe for me to come back outside of work. I appreciate you all for your love and support and everybody that knows me, etc. Thank you so much. Love.
So as of me making this video tonight and going on Instagram to see what I can find, Stevie J is online playing gospel music and the songs from Diddy album and basically saying no weapons formed against us shall prosper and things like that because his name is in the lawsuit filings too. But anyway, so let's move on to Justin Bieber. So ever since all has been coming out with Diddy, Justin Bieber old clips been resurfacing with him and Diddy, but this one was getting a lot of attention and because it was seeming weird that he was talking about oppressing him to hang out with him. And Justin Bieber was stuttering and things like that. And I actually came across a video where he was doing an interview and he was talking about like his younger years, and he was saying like he was too young to be in the industry and he don't wish that on nobody, what he had to deal with. And he had like a sad face. I wish I could have had posted, but they was playing music in the background.
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah. Starting to act different, huh?
Okay, so let's back it up a little bit. When I said Lil Rod had mentioned Prince Harry and his lawsuit saying that made him P. Diddy more influential, now it's saying Prince Harry is dragged into bombshell $30 million lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, producer suing rapper over blank trafficking parties. Says stars assessed to the Duke of Sussex and other celebrity boosted his legitimacy as his mansions are raided. And y'all don't drag me in the comments if I pronounce that wrong. Okay, so last thing I want to get into is AlBSure showing his journey back to health on Instagram. And this caption on this picture said, "I forgive you before coma and I thank you after coma. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I'm here for it all. This my genesis." He then posted this and he said, "I serve a mighty God, the only true and living God. All praises is due to the Most High, today, each and every day. I will not waver." So if y'all don't know AlBSure was a part of Bad Boy, and he was running with Diddy back in the day, and it was him, Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, and all of those type of people. And all of those people was coming out with a tell-all book. Andre Harrell passed away. Kim Porter passed away. And AlBSure was almost out of here, but he made it back through the grace of God, because it sounded like people who had what he went through usually don't make it, and they don't know what the root cause of it all was. But with Kim Porter, they trying to say that Diddy poisoned her, and they really trying to say this is what happened with AlBSure too. But like I said, he pulled through. So on last night, Transplant for Life, that's the page he been repping, and I guess that's his doctors that was working on him and who he got the transplant through. They posted like his journey on Instagram, and he shared it on his page, and he said 1 + 1 equals in the pointing finger, so that means you. And then he said, "Is the math finally mathing?" And he posted this after Diddy house got raided yesterday and all that went on with Diddy yesterday. So everybody was saying and assuming that he was saying Diddy is the cause of why he went through what he went through, without actually saying it.
Living your life, doing very well, and within hours to a few days become exceedingly critically ill. You were so sick at the time when we met. You had something called acute on chronic liver failure, where your liver got so sick so quickly that most people with that severity of disease will die of their disease within 28 days. Around 90% of the people will perish. And so the fact that you were able to get through that is a miracle in and of itself. And to be so incredibly sick and then have to undergo such a massive operation with a liver transplant is also a testament to your spiritual, psychological, as well as physical reserves that you have. Most people do not survive this. And you were as sick as a patient can be. You were on medications to keep your blood pressure up and your heart beating. You were on a ventilator to keep breathing. You
for 38
were
days.
You were on dialysis to take the place of your kidneys. You were on medications to stop you from bleeding to death. You got massive amounts of blood transfusions. You were, as you said, in a coma from
blood transfusions.
Yes, untold numbers. I can't even remember how much. Many units of blood.
And I believe I was septic at the time as well. I was septic at 100 fever.
You had fevers, you had encephalopathy, which is the coma state you were in from liver failure. You were unresponsive.
And multiple organ failure as well, I was told.
Yes, multi-system organ failure. And your lungs were so sick at one time, even with the ventilator, we couldn't even push enough oxygen into your lungs for you to breathe adequately. you were struggling to keep oxygen, enough oxygen going to your organs and your brain, even on the ventilator. Something called ARDS, or acute respiratory distress syndrome, which in and of itself, if someone comes in just with that and renal failure, over a 50% mortality rate.
So this man is definitely blessed to still be alive. So the blog posted this like a few hours ago, and it said, wow, Diddy sells off all Revolt TV shares to an anonymous buyer, Revolt. And somebody said, if it's 50, I'ma scream. Honestly, this is sad for Black America and hip hop. Somebody said, it doesn't matter if Diddy is a fall guy or that there are bigger fishes for law enforcement to go after. At the end of the day, Diddy did some outrageous things to a lot of people over the years, and it's well documented. The time has come for him to pay for his actions, and all we can do is pray for his family and victims. And that's true, and that's that on that. I know this video was kind of lengthy, but y'all let me know what y'all think about it all in the comment section below. I do comment back, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.